draft here in the next hour or so. So give me some draft advice to basically avoid messing up my draft, Tori.
Well, first, we have 10 days until we have the Man Hour Fantasy Football Draft. You might want to avoid that league because guess what? I'm in it. So be aware of the back alley streetwalkers because it would not let me use the name TJ's Hookers, which has been the name of every single one of my fantasy football teams for eternity. Told me it was offensive, but I could use back alley streetwalkers. So one of the things you want to avoid, big things, do not fall into this trap like everybody does. Don't fall for the run. Look for the players that you need at the positions you need. First round, again, we base everything off of PPR. Running backs that are dual threats are going to be among the first players gone. If you're sitting at 5 and you're sitting at 6 and you're not looking at a top tier running back, you better be looking at like the top tier wide receivers that are out there. You better be having your eyes open for that. Do not fall for the runs. You're going to see it probably, again, depending on the scoring in your league, probably third or fourth round, you're going to start seeing top tier quarterbacks go. Don't fall for the runs. It's the biggest mistake that you can do. It's much like a regular NFL team. We follow our board. Follow your own board. Do not deviate from your board. That is the number one mistake that most fantasy football owners make because they're like, oh, crap, I got one running back, and now a bunch of the other running backs go, I better get a second running. Don't do it. If your need is still for like another receiver and you're like, okay, I got a top tier running back, you can still wait on that second running back for maybe a round or two because the point differential between that running back that you're going to get in that round and the next round might be only 5-10 points. So go for what your needs are first. I was made fun of one year. I took a defense in the 8th round in our league because they don't score a ton of points. Guess what I did that year? And I'm trying to remember who my defense was. I want to say it was Baltimore, but they led the league in defense. They had like 6 returns for touchdowns. They led the league in scoring. They scored more than some of the players on my team, and I went 15-0 that year. So was it a risk on my part? Probably, but it fit a need of what I needed on my roster for a starter at that point. And regardless of what they're going to call you, they're going to call you Homer or say, what are you doing that for? Don't matter. Follow your board. Whatever your league scoring is, take your best player available regardless of position and regardless of bye week. You can always fill in with bye week stuff. That's another mistake that people make. They look at their bye week and say, I can't have that. No, don't be afraid to make a transaction. That transaction could be the difference between you making the playoffs and being out of the playoffs and having no money. So absolutely do not pay attention to bye weeks.